Good morning, everybody. It's Lynn, the leather bag lady. It is still morning, isn't it? Oh, yes, 10:30. I've done a day's work already trying to figure this damn internet thing out. Anyway, we will get to story time after today's bag. So, today's bag is the second bag by Maxx, New York that I have listed this week. The other bag was on my .com. I am familiar with this brand, but I never really recognized the quality before. So part of me wants to say it's because maybe I've picked up two that are exceptional quality, maybe a different division of Maxx New York, because I feel like in the past, their bags haven't been that great. But this little gem is so Y2K, right, guys? Just fabulous. So these bags are called baguette bags, obviously because of the size. Now, this is the kind of bag that I gravitate towards because it has two straps and it opens up all the way down. I am getting to the point now where I love my big totes, more so because when I'm heading out to a show, I always seem to forget. I've got the light in my glasses here. I always seem to forget something. So I throw it into my tote and then it's just with me and I don't have to worry about it. This kind of size would probably not allow me to do that. Tiny little purse pouch, again, gives me cause to date this mid to early 2000s. Zipper pouch on the other side. There's your Maxx New York, this really cute pink satin. What's that on the end? Oh, it's just the labels. Pink satin interior. You've got a pocket on the outside. And then you have two pockets on the front and pockets on the end. Like pockets for days, people. Pockets for days. There is a little bit of room for movement on the strap. No, there isn't. That is your strap length. I think, is it 11-inch strap drop? But this is my go-to. I love this. It's not crossbody. It's not cutting me between my boobs, making my boobs look 5 times bigger than they are. I'm still hands-free, and it's just tucked under my arm. This is my bag. This is the bag I use. Now, like I said, because of the amount of shit that I carry with me, whether it's not so much recently, but you know, Pius's wallet and, you know, he's got such a cute bum. And I don't want him with this big bulky wallet on the back. Why do you guys do that? I guess because if you've got to carry it, you've got to carry it. I get a ton of requests for man bags and I don't find them. And when I do, they are stupid expensive. It's almost like it's a niche part of the market that retailers are just, you know, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? They're taking advantage of it at the moment because, you know, back in the 80s, you know, the Merce was, you know, kind of a Gino thing. It was a very Italian accessory. But now it is just the way the world is. You've got your phone is the size of a brick. You've got, you know, if you've got your tablet, your keys, your wallet, your glasses, you guys have got shit to carry too. So this probably wouldn't fit. Now, I did find a really nice Jones New York, which is a brand that no longer exists. That will be going on my .com. Got a little bit of conditioning and stuff to do on that one. I am no longer able to work in the house. It is way too dark. So I think it's going to be a later day today. Pius is making dinner today. So I am going to be able to work all day. But I'm jumping all over the place. But anyway, this fabulous bag, great gusset. You're going to be able to sit it down, open it up. You've got an excellent pocket for your phone. You've got these little, you know, push them in, slide them up, which when the bag's empty is tough to do. You know, you could put your keys in there if you've got a garage, like a apartment building fob. You've got a, like a key, like a name tag thing to get you into your office. These little pockets are great for those things. And it's just, and that pink interior is just a poppity pop of color. So that is today's bag. Love it, love it, love it. So there we go. Where am I going to hang this guy? This seems to be, well, you can't see me. This seems to be where I'm hanging my bags now that are waiting for the reel that I do the following day. I'm getting my routine down, Pat. I'm getting my routine. So yesterday I was out with my clients. I was supposed to be at a show right now, but it got canceled. So I was chatting back and forth with my business coach yesterday, and I'm going to be sending her a revised plan. We've only got one session left, so I want to make that... Oh my God, everything kind of went whoop. I'm like, am I on drugs or something? That was weird. That was very weird. So I'm going to send her a revised email on what my plan is going to be moving forward. Because as I said yesterday, I don't really have time to do what I was originally going to do. I just don't have the time. It's getting critical financially, and I need to just hit the ground running. So I have 30 bags listed on my .com at the moment, and I am going to be starting to do purse sales. I was originally going to do it just on Facebook, but no, I'm going to run the same sale video on YouTube as I am on Facebook. That will send you over to my .com, and away you go. There is going to be, I'm going to try and do it the same way as I do my Etsy. Shipping is not as crazy now as it was when I first started with Etsy, because it was COVID. So I'm going to reduce the shipping element of my bag price so that I can continue to quote free shipping. There will be a $5 or $6 US shipping price, just because it is routinely $23, $24, $25 to mail one bag to the US. So I'm going to, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So it works on Etsy. I'm going to try and work it out on Shopify, like my leatherbag-lady.com. I'm still trying to figure out how the bags are going to be priced. The fees aren't quite as much on Shopify as they are on Etsy. So I'm hoping that I can maybe reduce the price of the bags a little bit on Shopify, just because Etsy has a specialty element to it, which does, this is all my opinion, this is all my experience, does give you a bit of leeway in terms of charging a little bit more for your items. Now, most of the bags that I thrift are one-offs. I mean, I very rarely get multiples of anything. So I used to sell cars. I sold cars for a hot minute years ago. And I made a really good connection with the new car sales manager, John Lalonde. He was a special guy. I got along super, super well with him. But he shared with me that he would rather sell used cars than new cars. Now, whether that is the same today as it was back in the early 2000s, I don't know. But his philosophy was, when you go to a used car lot and you see the car you like, there's only one of them. You can't go to, as Pius has just done with his truck, all of the dealerships in Canada and find the truck you want. You just maybe have to wait a minute for it to get to your location. No. You can't do that with a used car. If you find something you really like, you got to buy that thing because there's only one of it. Maybe who knows? Used cars are, used cars are at this moment in time, apparently almost as expensive as a new one. But if you translate that to my business, so let me show you a bag. Here's another one. This one is on my .com. So this bag is an Italian brand. Little unique. Beautiful bag. Variel or something is the brand. So say you love this bag and you want this bag. Are you going to be able to go to the Ford dealership in your town 20 minutes away and get this bag? No, because I'm the only one that has this bag. So selling used, pre-loved, gently used, whatever the politically correct terminology is, used is very harsh. I find when I'm out there doing my shows, I call them pre-loved. I get Snickers all the time because, and not the chocolate bar either, because you're trying delicately to say that the bag has been used before. Now, as my reseller colleagues and we try to find the best quality bags for you. I happen to enjoy refurbishing them, although I haven't done a lot of that recently because I can't see shit in my living room. So I am going to be doing most of that in here. And I guess I'm going to have to find an alternative to the elliptical to hang them up on. And I use the elliptical every morning now, so it's a pain in the frickin' ass to take everything off it, I can tell you. So that's just an example of, I may have bags. Miss Philly will have different bags. Kristen D will have different bags. The costume jeweler will have different bags. Purse Trippin will have different bags. AKA the leather bag lady will have different bags. We are all used car salesmen, used bag salespeople. And why are you buying a used bag? You are buying a used bag for the price, predominantly, I would say. You are buying a used bag because of the uniqueness of what it is you could possibly find. And you are buying a used bag because maybe you just like watching people like myself showing you what they found. And maybe something jumps off the screen at you and maybe you weren't even intending on buying a bag. There's a whole slew of reasons why you would buy a used bag. Maybe the eco-friendly portion of it. Maybe your mortgage has doubled and you still want a new fashion piece in your wardrobe. You just could no longer go to the mall and spend $300. So you look at someone like me where you can get something for $55, $65, $75. So that is, I have to figure out the price point for my .com. Because obviously it is going to be in my best interest to try and set this little project of mine up in the best way I can moving forward, not necessarily in the same footprint as I expected. And I mean, it's essentially the same thing that happened with me and this YouTube video I'm making right now. When COVID first hit, I mean, if you're new to my channel or you're relatively new to my channel, this thing started for me in 2020, March 2020, March 14th, 2020. I had my last in-person bag show at a retirement home here in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. And from that point forward, I was doing 2 shows a week. I had 2 shifts with my clients a week. And that was enough to sustain me in my little world here in my little shack. And I was doing quite well. I didn't necessarily worry too much about money per se. There, I did not have payments for anything because I didn't qualify for payments for anything. My business was not legitimate necessarily. I mean, it was a hobby. It wasn't really a business. I was just buying stuff because I have a little bit of a retail shopping problem. And, you know, I would use it and then sell it on just like Marketplace, whatever. And then I realized that, you know, there were some health things happening. You know, I've got some ankle issues. I could no longer go back to the job that I used to have. So I thought, you know what? People love my bags. I've got really good taste. I seem to have what people want, and it's only getting better as my experience is growing. So now what I'm kind of moving into, and today's Miss Philly video, I recently put a comment on Miss Philly's channel, telling her to look at vintage bags because they are still very reasonably priced. Because the brand name bags are now, the average price of a brand name bag in Value Village in Canada is $20.49. So for me, my average price when I do a show is $55. That's not going to get me anywhere. Now, in a show setting, I'm not paying fees. I'm not paying shipping. I'm not. So, you know, maybe it balances out, but the shows are getting canceled like crazy. The show I'm doing Thursday evening, I got a call from them yesterday and I was like, oh, here we go. They're canceling it. But they weren't actually. They were just calling to confirm that I was still available. I was like, oh, hallelujah. Because I am not making any money right now. So, it is just a very unique way to get your work done. I mean, Miss Philly, I was just watching her before I did this video. She's making money on Facebook Reels, on YouTube. I don't do these videos to make any money at them at all. It is not on my radar. I mean, eventually, if it happens one day, wonderful. But I see people and I hear people talk about, well, I didn't have any footage, so I had to go out and do something. I don't ever want to bring you something because I have to. I enjoy chatting. I'm a talker. I don't care if it's, you know, the mouse that's running around my house watching me. I don't care. It's me just chatting. So sharing my journey with you, sharing my plans with you. And this is a big change for me. So Pius and I had a business meeting this morning. He's so, he's very, intuitive, I guess would be the right word. I think he's been with me long enough that he understands what it is I'm trying to do. He understands the business. He sees the prices I pay. He sees the amount of shipping I pay. So we sat down this morning and I kind of talked to him as a customer. And I was like, okay, should I had some great help yesterday. Thank you, Cynthia. For, you know, giving me a little. Cynthia is a customer I have in California, and I've reached out to her a couple of times to get some support on some stuff that was going on. I had a lady that wanted to send a bag back to me a couple of years ago or last year, because she said there wasn't a piece of leather on the bag. The bag was completely leather. I don't know what was going on with her, but I needed somebody to bounce back how I wanted to deal with it. And I reached out to Cynthia and she was such a great help. So I did the same yesterday. And should I start a new channel? Should I stay on this channel? And Cynthia said, no, just give us everything you've got. And she called it a leather salad, which I love it. So Cynthia, I will be using that from now on. It was just such a cool, little phrase. And I saw a picture of it on on Facebook recently. You were out with your girlfriend and I couldn't see your bag. I wanted to see what bag are you using? And then I have, you know, Pauline in Toronto, Renee, who I haven't heard from very much in the last year or so. She's in, Quebec, actually thinking about starting, Etsy shop herself. And, you know, Nancy in Nairobi, and I've got some, you know, I've got my own little tribe of bag ladies now. But I will be doing my videos on YouTube, and it'll just be, well, I won't be able to call it the vintage bag experience because these bags are not vintage. So I'll have to come up with another name for it. But the plan is to, you know, do 2 or 3 bag sales a week and bring you, you know, a brand name bag, which, you know, is a brand you recognize. And then, you know, maybe 2 other brands, a purse pound bag, which if you've ever been on my .com, I have a collection that is called the purse pound. And these are bags, perfect example, I'll show you. So this is a Derek Alexander bag, but there is a little bit of wear. Darkening. So absolutely nothing wrong with this bag. It's a beautiful bag. The strap isn't even out of the wrapper, but it's not something I would typically sell. So I've called these rescue bags the purse pound, like the dog pound. So I've got bags in that department, and they're there. They're there to go and check out. And I will, I'll have one of those. So a brand name bag that you will instantly recognize. 2 bags that could be the Sack or LA Luca or, what else am I looking at here? You know, some of the leather bags that I get from the markets in Florence. You know, maybe some of the Latico or, you know, ones that aren't as popular. And I'm talking about, you know, Fossil, Coach, Roots. I'm not going to be having any Roots on my .com. My Roots, I've got a different plan for those bags. Not Denier anymore. Denier's a vintage bag worth buying, not new. So what would be my brand names? It'd be Fossil, Coach, Derek Alexander. I would possibly put that in that brand name category, and Roots. So I guess maybe I need to think about that too. And then I will have a mystery item. So you're going to have a brand name bag, 2 bags that are recognizable, but like maybe more of a Winners, TK Maxx kind of bag, a purse pound bag, and then there's going to be a mystery item, which could be anything. A wallet, change purse, belt, shoes, sweater, all those other things that I have. Those business bag items that I had. So it'll be that kind of format where we will still do the same as we do here. We'll show the bags first, and then we'll have story time. I asked Pius that this morning as well. I said, should I just do the bags and nothing else? And he was like, do you really think you could do that? And I'm like, yeah, no, probably not. Because I thought I'm going to have to do a video for YouTube. I have to do a specific video for Facebook because they will not let you upload a video from your camera reel. You have to film the video in a Facebook format, I believe. Again, I am not educated in all these things. So that's 2 of the same video I have to do, plus my Etsy video, which is what we're doing now, and my reel. So I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to be working like crazy, but I'm so excited about it. For the last 2 years, I have been struggling to figure out a path, and I really think I've got it now. And I won't be doing anything Mondays or Fridays because I want this to be in a format that works moving forward. I know the lady that does Facebook Live clothing sales, A Day in My Closet in Caledonia here in my area. She does like 1 video a week in the summer, 3 in the winter. I don't want to confuse anybody that way. I want to start out the way I intend to finish, which is my mom's best advice to me. And So I'm thinking Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday sales. Monday, I'm with my clients for now. And then Friday will be just a catch-up day. So once the trailer opens up again, you know, we may be, you know, doing longer weekends and things like that. So I don't want to make too many changes. I've got the shed here. I have air conditioning in the shed. This is the best place to be on my property in the summer. Believe me, it gets like icicles in here. And, yeah, and I've got bags for days, you know. This is, so these are all my wristlets. And then these are all .com bags, all of this. And then I have probably 30 plus lawn bags, 1/2 to 3/4 full. And I mean the paper leaf bags, full of bags in the storage unit. So needless to say, I am not lacking in product. So it's just, I'm very excited about it. I feel really confident about it. It actually kind of blows me away that the initial connection I made with my business coach is probably not even going to happen. But isn't it funny? I mean, holy shit, we're 26 minutes in. If you're still with me, hallelujah, ladies and gents. But isn't it amazing how you know, I bit the bullet. It cost me quite a few $100s to spend some time with Megan. And we had a plan. I had a poster all made up. We had a QR code all linked to the poster for me to move forward with my retirement homes. I was going to, you know, do my .com exclusively for the retirement home community, but it was going to take some time. And in the meantime, I would be doing my in-person shows to supplement my income. I figured probably a year I would still have to do my shows, and then eventually I would peter those out and it would all be online. That's not going to happen. Most of the shows I've booked for November and December canceled because of COVID. So I need to just dump that idea because it was a great idea, and it still might work because I can contact facilities in BC and send them, you know, discount code, free shipping codes or whatever. So it's, I mean, the sky's the limit really. And, you know, it's exciting, and I feel very secure in the path that I've chosen. So, there we go. That is kind of a declaration of what's going to be happening. I've got my 30 bags on my .com. I'm not sure how I like the way the bags are presented. I don't really know enough about it, so I'm going to have to spend some time on the computer and, you know, fart around with the presentation. Right now, the bags are priced that you pay the shipping. I would like to go to my Etsy template and have free shipping. So basically, it's just going to be a combination of the price of the bag will increase a little bit. But there is a psychology to free shipping. There just is. We've talked about it before. You see a bag that you love, you know, you can afford the bag, and then you get to the cart portion and it's going to cost you $20 to ship it. And all of a sudden you can't afford it anymore. I would rather you have a bag price that you can digest, and that's the price of the bag. And then the whole GST and tax element, I'm not sure about that either. That's not necessarily an issue at this stage. Because I'm not anywhere close to that income threshold where I have to worry about GST. But I think I will get there with this plan that I'm going to put in place. So anyway, everybody, that's almost a whole half an hour. That's what Pi said to me. He goes, "You're going to be on camera all day." I'm like, "No, I won't." It's me. It's the leather bag lady. So it is freezing. Just before I go, I didn't give you Leather Bag Lady weather report. So if you're still with me, we've got a little bit of snow. The car is covered. Like, just if I blew it, it would fly off. But we are supposed to get some snow today. Major road issues here in Hamilton today. We had a fatality on the ramp heading towards Niagara Falls. So Pius is very grateful he's not out in the big rig. I'm very grateful that I'm not out and about doing shows all over, you know, the area. So it's just me and the shed. So I will say goodbye. 30 minutes. Woohoo! Look at me. Take care, everybody.